And welcome back. Every Tuesday afternoon, we help parents by having a pediatrician live in studio to answer your Facebook questions. Today, we wanted to talk about an issue that has gotten a lot of response on Facebook, ADHD. Dr. David Costin is with IU Health Physicians. Doctor, thanks again for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Why is ADHD such an important topic for you to talk about?
Well, right now, this is a big topic because at the beginning of school, everybody thinks this year is going to be different. My kid, my grandkid's going to get it together, and they're going to do great in school. October comes along, the midterm reports come out, and the behavior hasn't changed at all. The kids still struggling in the same way they were last year. And I get this a lot in the office, and I hear the same things from parents of ADHD kids. He's not focusing, he's out there in la-la land, he's bothering the other kids. The one I hear all the time is, we spent hours last night struggling through 15 minutes worth of homework. I put it in the knapsack, and then he never turned it in.
And there are a lot of treatment options, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. But first, we want to go ahead and answer some of your Facebook questions. Corrine had a great question. She says, is it hereditary? I have a friend who said that all three of her were diagnosed with it halfway through their 4th grade year, but she thinks they're just being kids and it's overdiagnosed. So what do you think?
Well, yes, it is hereditary. It runs very strong in families. And yes, it is overdiagnosed, and yes, it is underdiagnosed. It's very paradoxical. There's a lot of clinicians in the community, medical clinicians in the community, that really take the time to consider that school problems has its own differential diagnosis, and that ADHD is one of many things that can cause problems with kids in school. On the other hand, there are a lot of parents who really don't want to face the fact that their child's not focusing, is getting in trouble all the time, not getting the work done, and working tremendously harder than the other children to get the good grade.
Let's talk about the red flag, because Kimberly said, what signs should parents of preschoolers watch out for, and what can be attributed to normal 3-year-old development?
Well, most pediatricians would say that they don't want to diagnose ADHD in a preschool child because there's a huge overlap between kind of normal, very active behavior for a 3-year-old and hyperactive behavior, and it's very hard to tease out the difference. Very few kids in my practice who've been diagnosed at that age have stories like they've been kicked out of preschools, different preschools, 3 or 4 different times because of their behavior.
So again, parents who may be dealing with this kind of behavior and hearing things from their teachers, what sorts of things might they be hearing from the teachers in terms of how the child is acting in class?
Well, the teachers aren't allowed by most school corporations to diagnose attention deficit disorder. They may know that the kid has ADD. They've seen other kids with attention deficit disorder over the years. So they use a lot of code words. They say, your child's not focusing, your child's not staying on task, your child's forgetting to get their work done, or they're not completing all their work, or they're not paying attention to the directions, or they're bothering other children, or they're up out of their seat all the time. If this stuff sounds familiar to you, you've heard for several years in a row, it's time to go talk to your doctor or to a good child to sort out what's going on here. And if it's attention deficit disorder, plead with people. Please try to get this treated in the elementary school years. It's the best time to address this subject before kids really start struggling with poor self-esteem, academic failure, and getting just way behind and frustrated compared to the other kids in school.
What kinds of treatment options are out there?
Well, doctors rely mostly on medication. Most of the data suggests that medicine does work best. We usually encourage parents to follow through with child therapists too, but there's a lot of barriers to that. People don't want to participate in our health system. Also, co-payments tend to be really high in a lot of insurance companies for that kind of treatment. So, although ideally we'd love to have the school, the parents, and the therapist, and the doctor all on the same page, the reality of the situation is that oftentimes the thing that works is going to be medication.
I would imagine that you see quite a bit of success stories coming out once the child is treated. What kind of turnaround do you see?
Well, the one that really gets to me is the one I heard last year, this time of year, when I had a mom in for a recheck of their child's ADHD. We'd started the medicine late in the school year, the year before. The mom told me, Doc, this is the first year I haven't got a call in the first week of school from the school teacher. In fact, it was many weeks after the school had started, and she had not got that call from the teacher commenting on the child's behavior. And at that point, she became very tearful because it was such a big turnaround for the child.
Dr. Costin, thanks again for helping us better understand ADHD and helping to answer some of our viewers' Facebook questions today.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to do it.